Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? ANZD here. So I want to talk to you about the Fed raising the current interest rate. That's right. So Federal Reserve increased interest rate by 0.5%. And what does that mean for us? Let's see what else they were saying. After the press conference happened, and I mean, the day that the market was doing real good, but after the press conference happened, the market wasn't reacting very well, and it was quite hawkish because of the meetings and how the meetings were more hawkish at the press conference, talking about it's definitely going to be another interest rate. So Federal Reserve has committed to slowing down the economy and having higher unemployment and lower wages of raises going forward. And they raising the federal short-term interest rate, that's the fund rate, to reduce the inflation. So remember, the inflation rate for November was 7.1%, and that's a core about 6.1%. So the interest rate at the past couple meetings was being raised by 0.75%. So the last couple interest rates that the Federal Reserve interest rates for the fund rate went up 0.75% each time. So that's about 1.5% over the last couple meetings. So this time they decide to go with 0.5. And what they're trying to do is to have inflation go back down to about 2%. So right now, a lot of expectation in the market is for a recession for 2023. It's looking like it's going to be a recession. Right now, the labor market, it seems like it's doing okay. It's about 3.7% unemployment, and also the strong inflation, and also the labor market is strong with the numbers that they got, and also with the inflation easing over the last couple of months. Because remember, back in October it was at 7.7%, and for the month of November it went down to 7.1%. So it seems like inflation is easing. However, there are millions of people who are not participating in the current job market. You know, they don't go to the unemployment thing, they don't fill out the things, so they're not really participating in the job market. So we got to check those numbers out also. So like we said, the Federal Reserve target for inflation is about 2%. So they're trying to get it down from 7.1% all the way down to 2% within the next year, within 2023. So what does the next meeting has coming up? We got a next meeting coming up, FOMC meeting, and also CPI data for February 1st. And then after that, it will be another meeting for March 22nd. And they will also determine how much interest rate they will be doing going forward. So with them wanting to raise interest rate up to about 5% for the federal fund rate, that means regular interest rate probably going to be about 8.59%. So the economy will be weakening more for the year 2023. Unemployment will rise. As you can see, people are getting laid off to about, not really sure, but they want it to rise, and the growth will be pulled back because of quantitative tightening. So the growth of the economy will be pulled back because of quantitative tightening. So the market is anticipating that interest rate will go back up to about 5%. So right now it's about 4.75%. So the market right now is anticipating that interest rate, that's the fund rate, where, you know, between the banks borrowing and all that stuff, will go up to about 5%. The FOMC members mostly are saying that it will go up to about 5% for the year of 2023. Interest rate will go up about 0.75% for the entire year. That's their aim for the next year, 2023. So over the next about 8 meetings that they will have, the size of the rate should increase over the next 8 months by 0.75%. So maybe for the next meeting they do 0.1%, 0.09%. We're not really sure, but I'm not really sure about this one. I think it might be a couple more, 0.25% going forward. So interest rate will not be cut for the year 2023 unless they get inflation down to about 2.5%, or they see interest rates going down to about 2.5%. So Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said that the ultimate pain is failure to eliminate inflation. Powell answered a reporter when they talk about will the interest rate get cut for 2023. So right now he's saying, right now we're gonna have to go through some pain in order to reduce inflation. So for the year 2023, we've got to be prepared for more inflation and a lot of more interest rates going up. And one report asks about stagflation, which is high inflation during recession, since most people are projecting that the year 2023 will continue to have high inflation and the economy will be in a recession. So that's going to be something that we have to watch out for. So a little bit more about the data, you can check out the Federal Reserve website, .gov. And also, I'm gonna get into the summary real quick. So let's check out the summary. So real quick, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out the summary of economic projection. And you can find this at federalreserve.gov and check out the monetary policy tools and things like that. So summary economic projections. In conjunction with the Federal Open Market Committee FOMC meeting held on December 13th to the 14th, 2022, meeting participants submitted their projection of the most likely outcomes for real gross domestic product, GDP growth, the unemployment rate, and inflation for year from 2022 to 2025 and over. So that's going to be a longer run. From 2022 to 2025, a projection of the GDP, the unemployment rate, and inflation. Each participant projections were based on information available at the time of the meeting, together with her or his assessment of appropriate monetary policy, including path for the federal funds rate and its longer run value, and assumption about other factors likely to affect economic outcomes. The longer run projections represent each participant assessment of the value of each variable would be expected to converge over time under appropriate monetary policy and in the absence of further shocks to the economy. Wow. Appropriate monetary policy is defined as the further path of the policy that each participant deems most likely to foster outcomes for economic activity and inflation and best satisfy his or her individual interpretation of the statutory mandate to promote maximum employment and price stability. So take a look real quick at some of the stuff that's in it. So a quick rundown of some of the data you can go check out. They have the economic projection of the Federal Reserve, breaks down the numbers that they projected for each year. They have votes on each member and how they're projected, what they're seeing, some tables of PCE inflation, PCE core inflation, unemployment rate. So you can all check this out. So once again, it's Andy D. Hope you got some value out of this. Talk to you next time. Peace.